Today's video is brought to you by URCD Keys, the best source for Windows 10 and Office Professional product keys at deeply discounted prices. More details at the end of the video. If people... See, this is why people need to listen to Papa Deals. Because here's the deal. If you live beneath your means, if all of you watching me and listening to my voice right now, we're playing bumper feet on our chairs.
Bumper feet.
If everybody watching and listening to me right now, if you would all pay yourself first, and this is not a concept I was taught when I was young, and I wish I was. Most of you watching earn some kind of money. Most of you watching earn... Is this going to be a Papa Deals thing?
I don't know.
Well, then I should introduce it properly. If we're going to make it a Byte Size Tech, then I got to have a fancy intro.
I'm just keeping track.
Oh, you're time stamping?
I'm just trying to keep doing it while I'm doing it since they complain.
Well, you're smart.
I'm trying this, but it's so far away. I mean, I can't even reach the keyboard. It's at the end of my fingers.
Go Gadget arms.
Yeah, I do need go Gadget arms. Okay, you really want to do this for real?
Why not?
Okay, all right. But I have to do the things, and it's complicated.
I'm sorry.
See, now I broke it.
You did break it. Control Z undoes.
It's because it doesn't work. Because...
Well, it's Notepad.
Why
are you using Notepad?
Well, all right, do you have another suggestion?
Yes, use Word.
Do I have it on here?
Probably, maybe. Yes, you do. In the web browser, you can log in.
Shut up. All right, go.
Word 365.
Delete. Okay, go.
Are you trying to figure out how to afford expensive things? Are you always looking at all these fancy computers that people have and going, man, I wish I could have those too, but I just never have any money? I understand how you feel. I've been that way before. In my early 20s, I was always broke. I was bologna sandwich broke. I was macaroni and cheese broke.
It was before me.
It was before you. I was ramen noodles broke. I have been so broke, I have made that phone call to my parents when I was 21 years old because I didn't have rent money because I spent it all on crap that I didn't need. So I know what that feels like. Being broke sucks. I made a decision at some point to stop being broke. And I know some of you watching and listening to my voice are going to say, if it was as easy as deciding not to be broke, we'd all have money, Tech. What are you talking about? I'm wearing the Papa Deals hat for a reason. Thanks to Rogue for getting it for me. Here's the trick. Would you like to know the secret? I'm going to let them in on the secret. I'm going to share the secret to not being broke. Pay yourself first. It's not always easy. It takes some discipline. It takes some planning. It might involve lifestyle adjustments and personal sacrifices, which a lot of people don't want to do. And it took me many years to finally come around to realizing
that you had a really good idea.
That I had a very good idea, thanks to this beautiful woman who helped me get my spending under control. So here's the way this works. Most of you listening to me earn some kind of money. Now, some of you don't. Some of you are retired. Some of you are teenagers. You don't have a job or you're unemployed.
Or the students.
Students, well, that would be unemployed.
Yeah, well, but...
I understand. Let's take all of you and just put you aside for just 1 minute. For those of you who do have an income, and for those of you who do have some type of regular job or some money coming in each month, if you take 10% of everything that you earn, whether it's $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month, if you take 10% of what you earn, 10%. And you pay yourself first, and that means you put it into a savings account, you put it into a mutual fund, you put it into the S&P 500, you put it into a piggy bank. I don't really advise a piggy bank, but you know what? If that's what it takes to get started, start with a piggy bank. You can progress to more advanced things further on. If when you first start out paying yourself, it's only a few dollars here and there, stocks and mutual funds on the stock market aren't really worth your time, but you'll get there. The other 90% is what you have to live on, because those of you working and those of you earning money, think about it. You get up every day, except maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, but you get up most days and you go to work and you do things generally, that you would not otherwise do if you were not getting paid. A few people, of course, go, man, I love my job so much I do this for free. You know what? You might, but you might do it on your schedule and you might do it fewer hours. Most people who work a full-time job do it because they get a paycheck. They don't do it because, I'm just going to volunteer all my time for this company so they can make money. So you're working, you're trading your life, you're trading your hours, you're trading your day, you're trading your energy for this pile of stuff we call money. And it's true whether it's in dollars or euros or pounds or yen or Bitcoin, whatever. It does not matter what it is. So that you can then take this and pay rent or mortgage, a car payment or electric bills, phone bills, buy food, buy clothes. You're doing it so you get this stuff we call money so that you can go get the things you want for your life. Is that not correct?
That's very true.
Okay, so if you work for 10 years, if you work for 20 years, and you take your entire paycheck every month and you put it towards rent and food and car and electric bill and water bill and phone bill, you've made all those companies money. All those people you've done business with are making money or they would not be in business. That's how everything works. If you have a landlord, they're making money or they would not continue to be a landlord and the house would get repossessed or apartments. So you're working all this to make other people money, but you have nothing to show for it at the end of the day. Nothing. Oh, you bought a new computer. Great. In 5 years, 10 years. In 10 years, all this stuff is $5 on eBay. It's worthless. Your fancy new TV that you bought 10 years ago was $100 at Walmart today. None of this stuff is worth anything over time. You bought that brand new car you saved up for. You're so excited. Great. In 10 years, they're all worth $3,000. Well, most. There are exceptions. But you don't have anything to show for it. Your trick is to take 10% of what you earn and pay yourself. Stash your cash.
Stash your cash.
She taught me that phrase.
I did.
I didn't used to do that. I made a lot of money when I was 30 years old, and I have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't have cars. I don't have anything. It's amazing how much money I've wasted. When I really sit down and think about it, it's a very sobering experience. I wish somebody had grabbed me by my neck when I was 25 years old and said, hey, numbnuts, save 10% of everything you ever earn right now or else. And I wish I'd listened. Oh my God, it's a little bit scary when I think about how much money I waste. For what? So I could do a little bit more, so I could go out and party with friends, so I could buy that new car a bit sooner, so I could buy that new computer part a little bit sooner. If I had saved my money, holy smokes, I'd have a paid-for house, and I'd probably be on a beach somewhere. Learn to live on what's left. And this may involve, if you make $10,000 a month, you could live on $9,000. But if you make $1,000 a month, living on $900 versus $1,000 makes a big, big difference. And I can hear the comments from the YouTubers already saying, Tech, you don't understand. I am barely living paycheck to paycheck. I am scraping by. Okay, this is not necessarily a self-serving thing for me to say because I want you all to watch us. If you have time to watch YouTube videos, you can save 10% of your money. There's something in your life you're not doing that lets you have time to do this. You're here. You aren't that close to starvation. What can you sacrifice in your life? What can you let go? What can you downgrade? Can you get a cheaper mobile plan? Can you get a cheaper phone? Can you get a cheaper internet service? Can you clip coupons for food? Can you pick up a second job and deliver pizzas? Can you do something to alter the income? Because one way to do it is to get a 10% raise. You don't have to cut 10% of your living expenses if you can get a 10% raise. Can you sell some old stuff? If you can raise an additional amount of income.
Exactly.
But don't spend more. Don't take your 10% raise and then go buy new stuff. Take your 10% raise and put it in the hip pocket National Bank. Because what happens is over time, that money becomes very, very impressive. Let's say somebody watching us right now is 25 years old. Mm-hmm. For me, that was 20 years ago. I am 45 years old. If somebody had grabbed me by the neck and said, hey, idiot, save 10% of everything you ever earn right now, or I will beat you to a pulp. I mean, I really wish I had had somebody convince me to do this. Okay, we're going to do some math here. Let's say I earned the median household income in the United States for the past 25 years. I have earned more. but I'm going to use the median because that covers half of everybody. The median is so half the people in the United States, there's 124 million households in the United States, half earn less than $50,740 and half earn more. So I'm using the median income. $50,740 is the median income in the United States of America. 10% of that is $5,074. Now, obviously, your numbers will be less if you earn less. Your numbers will be more if you earn more. Young people tend to earn less.
So that's before tax. You're taking your 10%.
Take it before tax. Because keep in mind, you can put that into an individual retirement account and reduce your taxable income by that so you don't pay tax on it.
That's true.
You can either do a traditional or a Roth IRA, and there's, depending on how much you earn in your situation, there's tax advantages for doing it one way or the other.
Correct.
But most people in the United States can put $6,000 a year into an individual retirement account and save the taxes. So it's not...
That's true.
You see, and which one is going to depend... I'm not a tax advisor, so I'm not telling you which one of those two to do. It will vary depending upon the circumstances. But you can put that $5,000 into a tax-advantaged account so that you're not paying income tax on it.
There you go. That's smart.
So... that's direct money back into your pocket. And it doesn't come off the bottom, it comes off the top. If you are earning $50,000, that reduces your taxable income from the top, and it reduces it off of your top tax bracket, not your bottom tax bracket, because we have a progressive tax system in the United States.
Correct.
It's going to be different in different countries of the world. So if you divide that by 12, you now are basically taking $422 a month and putting it into savings instead of spending it on whatever. And if you make $50,740 a year, you might say, dude, you don't know what rent costs me. You don't know what my mortgage costs me, my car payment, my cell phone payment, my what. This is where you're going to have to make choices. Do you want your car? Do you want your new iPhone 12? Do you want to be on Verizon versus Ting Mobile, which maybe not have as good service, but it costs half the price? Do you want your gigabit fiber, or maybe you can go down to 300 meg and save 30 or 40 bucks a month? Do you need, we could go down to, now we use our gigabit fiber for work, and so I write that off my taxes and it makes sense. We actually really do use it. But an awful lot of people who do have gigabit could go down to 300 meg, save 30 or 40 bucks a month, and they'd never miss it.
Correct.
So, or they could live with it. They'd get by. They'd get used to it.
Correct.
So $422 a month. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of money, but times 20 years. Now, if you just put it in a piggy bank, literally, that's $101,000. How many 45-year-olds watching us right now have $101,480 in cash in the bank? How badly do you want that iPhone? How badly do you want the Samsung Galaxy? How badly do you want the new whatever? Could you get a cheaper car? Could you cook more at home instead of eating out as much? Could you refinance your mortgage? Interest rates are below 3% at the moment. If you're paying 5% on your mortgage, you can probably save, well, it depends on the house price, but you can probably save $200 a month on your mortgage without doing anything. Just a quick refinance. No cash in or out, no money out of your pocket.
Correct.
How many people in this country do you think are sitting on 7% mortgages and just aren't refinancing because they don't think about it?
Probably a lot.
Okay. But this right here is if you put it in a piggy bank. What happens if you invest it?
Invest it. Let's find out.
At $422 a month. Bright screen warning. For those of you who are in dark mode. I'm going to take this off for a second. Now, this is Dave Ramsey's investment retirement calculator. You could use any, they all work the same. It is just math. You can use any retirement calculator you want. If you are 25 years old, and I'm going to pick 45, you're not really going to retire when you're 45, but this gives us, what this does is it gives it 20 years to grow, from 25 to 45. How much have you saved for retirement? Zero. We have saved no money for retirement. How much are we going to contribute per month? $422. We're going to assume no raises. We're going to assume no increases, no 401k matching, no tax advantages, nothing. That's all there is to it. How much is your annual return going to be? Now, this is debatable. Dave Ramsey claims it's 12% a year. I think that's a little aggressive. Maybe, maybe not. Let's be more conservative and say 10%. Now, that does assume dividend reinvestment. You can open a free E-Trade account, a free Charles Schwab account, or a free Merrill Lynch account. 0 fees, 0 transactions to trade stocks. You buy SPYDERS, SPY, stock symbol. It is the S&P 500. One thing, you have to do nothing else. It is that freaking simple. You can even set it up on auto buy so it does it for you every month. If you get paid every 2 weeks on Friday, that's 26 paychecks a year, you can have it set up every other Friday so it comes out at the same time your paycheck. You'll never freaking miss the money. And then you can have it auto buy that dollar amount of whatever the current price is. So it does something called dollar cost averaging. You set that up. Any of the major online brokerages will do this. There are 0 fees to trade, 0 fees to open. There's enough efficiency in Wall Street at this point that there's no longer any fees to do this.
Right.
And then there will be a checkbox that says, do you wish to reinvest the dividends? Companies like Intel, companies like Microsoft, pay out a portion of their profits in the form of dividends. 4 times a year, generally, you will get a check, actually an electronic deposit into your investment account, for a percentage of the money each one of those companies makes. And it varies between maybe 1% of the current stock price up to as much as 5 or 6% of the current stock price. That's extra money on top of the growth of the S&P 500. If you check the box that says dividend reinvestment, instead of getting cash in the account, what they will do is automatically buy you additional shares with free money you didn't even have to put in.
That's cool. Why wouldn't you do that?
You should. A lot of people don't.
Do that.
So if you do that, instead of $101,000 in 20 years, you will have $320,000. You will be a third of a millionaire at 45 years old if you start at 25. Now, that assumes $422 a month. Here's what's more likely to happen. 25-year-olds probably make less, but 35-year-olds probably make a bit more, and it'll grow over time.
Yeah.
The exact number is obviously going to vary based on a lot of things. But how many 45-year-olds are watching us and don't have $500 to rub to their name?
Probably a few.
This is in response to somebody who said, well, you have to have money to buy the current overpriced video cards to mine on, or one of the pre-built computers. We were actually specifically looking at a $2,500 super premium machine with an RX 6800 XT, which potentially pays for itself in about a year, maybe a little over a year, depending upon how much you earn and how much your electricity cost is. It may not be free, but you'll get rid of the bulk of the cost of the machine, making it a very inexpensive. No, we're not talking about like purely mining investments in that case. That was just offsetting the cost to make it more, quote, normal priced.
Correct.
And the response was somebody said, well, yeah, but you have to have the money first. Fair enough. And not everybody does. And so this whole thing came about on, if you don't have $2,500,
this is how to get it.
your life choices are broken. Now, this doesn't mean that you can get the $2,500 in 3 months by changing the way you live and changing what you're doing. But over 20 years, lots of phones will pass through your hand. Lots of computers will pass through your hand. Cars. You may move several times. You'll have a lot of money pass through your hands, most of which you will never ever see again, and you'll have nothing to show for it except, well, you lived. How many of you would like to have $250,000 in 20 years and not notice? If you can learn to live on 90% of what you earn, if you can either scale your expectations, or when you get your next pay raise at work, don't change your lifestyle. Don't spend it. I've seen so many people talking about, oh, we're going to get a stimulus check from the government. I'm going to buy a video card. If you take that stimulus check and you put it into your savings and you pretend you don't get it. Now, obviously, if you are unemployed, if you are retired living on a fixed income and your water heater breaks and you desperately need the money, you know what? Life happens. Obviously, you have to take care of life today. You can't live in 20 years if you don't eat and survive today. I completely get that. But bright screen warning, let's come back to this again. Let's say you're 25 years old and you get your stimulus check today.
Yep.
We are not going to save anything every month. We're going to change this. Now, the $600 stimulus checks have already been sent out. They're looking at sending another $1,400 out.
Right.
If you take $1,400 today, invest $0 monthly, And if you buy SPDR's S&P 500 index fund, you will turn that $1,400 into $10,259. That is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
But you notice how it's not the big dramatic increase the other one was because it's a one-time investment?
Correct.
What if, for example, if you do 1,400 and let's say you do 250 a month,
Wow.
it's all about the monthly savings.
It is.
It's not the one-time reward.
No, it's the
And that's why lotto winners go bankrupt. They think they got so much money they never have to do anything again. And what they fail to understand is one-time lump sums don't solve your life.
no. You have to invest it and then live up the interest.
And if they did that, then they'd be fine. But a lot of them don't because they didn't have money before because they didn't manage money. And so gaining money doesn't give them money skills. They didn't learn money skills. The first thing every lotto winner should do is take an economics class and actually learn how money works and how interest works and how investments work. And because otherwise you'll very quickly not have any money. By the way, if there are any 20-year-olds watching, if you are 20 and you actually retire at 67, which is the age you can retire with full benefits in the United States, and let's say you have nothing saved for retirement, and let's say, well, we'll do this first. It was $422 a month before. Now, 20-year-olds generally do not make $50,000 a year. I get that.
Wow.
But if you did,
Nearly $5.5 million. 5.4.
even if you reduce this to $300 a month,
Wow.
even if you reduce this to $200 a month,
$2.5 million. That's still a lot of money.
can 20-year-olds not come up with $100 a month? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come closer. If you're 20 years old and you want to be a millionaire in your lifetime, you can by saving $100 a month. Now, I know what people would say. If you're 20, 67 is 47 years from now. $1.3 million is not going to be worth that much in 47 years. At 3% inflation, it'll be worth about $500,000 today, in today's money.
Better than zero and living off.
But you'll be able to do better than $100 a month at some point in your life.
Correct.
You'll be able to do more than $100 a month when you're 25, when you're 30. If you increase it, unfortunately, this calculator let it do it. What I'd love to do is be able to say $100 a month from 20 to 25, $150 a month from 25 to 30, $200 a month from 30 to 35, $250 a month from 35 to 40. You could by doing them individually and then adding up the totals, but we don't have time for that.
No.
You guys are welcome to do that manually and then add up each of the totals. The truth of the matter is you'll end up with millions and millions of dollars.
Not too shabby.
So when I hear people go, I don't have any money. I mean, something like half of Americans don't have $500 to their name. 47% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency I read the other day.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Now, again, some percentage of you are unemployed, some of which through no fault of your own. Some of you are on a fixed income or on disability. Some of you are students. I understand there are exceptions. And I also understand that there's other countries in the world besides the United States of America, and situations are different in Brazil or Argentina or Venezuela or the Philippines or India. I don't know those economic systems. I don't know what your cost of living and your income opportunities are. I'm not necessarily speaking to you. I mean no disrespect towards other countries. Most of Europe can follow this system. Most of Western Europe, anyway. I don't know about Romania and Poland, but certainly France, Germany, Italy, Spain, etc. The UK can do this. Japan, Australia, there's no excuse. So if you get started, and if any of you watching go, I can't do 10% tomorrow. Okay. 3%. Start somewhere. Start today, right now. Can you do 3%? 3% would be about $125 a month if you earn $50,000 a year. You know what? Write this down. Do 1% of your current income for the next 3 months. And then see if you can increase it to 2% for the next 3 months. And then 3%. Every 3 months, try to increase it by 1%. Slowly shift. You may not be able to adjust your life by 10% in one day. Individuals, I get that. I completely get that. And there's plenty of people watching who make 25 or 30 grand who really are struggling. I get that. But if you can start today, the most powerful asset you have is time.
True.
Time is the most powerful thing you have. And so if you can start with even 1% today and increase it to 2% in a month or two and 3%, write out a plan, write out a 1-year plan for how you're going to increase it. And then go look, do I need all the extra options on my phone plan? Can I take $10 a month off of your phone plan? Look at your internet plan. Is there a different plan you can switch to that would save you even $10 a month? If you can save $10 a month on your phone plan, $10 on your internet plan, when's the last time you priced your auto insurance? Could you save 10 or 20 bucks a month on your auto insurance by changing companies? You could possibly get 50 or 60 bucks a month for free by just reshopping your various services.
Yep.
Don't put that money in your checking account and then spend it. Put that money into your savings account. And if you don't have a lot of money up front, start with a literal savings account. I know savings accounts pay nothing. That's fine. Go to your bank, which is online these days, and open a real honest-to-goodness savings account. They still offer them. And put the money there. And then don't look at it. It doesn't exist. That money is for the future. That money is for a down payment on a house. That money is for retirement. That money is for things that are long-term goals. Mm-hmm. You can be a millionaire even if you never make more than 50 grand a year.
And if you are younger than 20, then when you start earning money, you've got that in the back of your head. And the biggest thing is just to start.
That's why I say, yeah, with 1%, start with $100, start with 10, 50 bucks.
Just start with something.
Open a savings account today and put 50 bucks in it, 25 bucks. And say, I am going to do this. I am tired of being broke. I'm tired of having no money. When I was 35 years old, I was making over $100,000 a year. I have nothing to show for it. I had credit card debt 10 years ago. I had credit card debt. I don't have the cars I had back then. I don't have the computers I had back then. We are still in that same house, although we've since refinanced it to pay off debt.
Is that who I think it is? In the gray?
I don't know. I can't think. Anyway, I didn't used to do this, and I wish somebody had grabbed me and said, "You got to do this, man. You're nuts. You're just throwing your life away. You're working and you're making all this money. You have nothing to show for it, and it's all chattel that just goes away." If I had taken 10% of that and put it into retirement and put it into savings, I'd be a millionaire today.
How do you answer that?
I am not a millionaire today because I didn't do that. It's your choice. I'm starting halfway through my life. Very proud of the fact that today I can say I have 0 credit card debt. My cars are paid for. My house isn't. Mortgages are a separate thing. You have to have someplace to live. I understand mortgage debt. I didn't get there in a month, and I didn't get there in a year. It took me 10 years to go from being tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt to having car loans that were too expensive, to having nothing to show for my money, to finally having savings in the bank. We recently made a video talking about the fact that we walked into Micro Center and saw a pair of RTX 3090s and spent $4,000 on 2 video cards.
We did.
That's not on credit cards.
Nope.
I paid cash for those. Mm-hmm. And I can pay cash for those because I have stashed my cash and built up money so that it's there when the opportunity comes. Now, yes, we're mining with those cards, and yes, we're making about $12 or $13 a day with those cards. I bought them because I know that I can eventually pay for those with mining. I wouldn't have bought them otherwise. They're too expensive. But that's why we can do that. And that's why I'm trying to share and pay it forward with all of you. Pay yourself first. because none of those companies that you're paying every month will be there for you when you run out of money. URCD Keys is the best source for genuine Windows 10 and Office Professional product keys that work the first time, every time. Get 20% off normal prices using our discount code BST for Byte Size Tech and the link in the video description below. $15 gets you a Windows 10 Professional OEM key that is a real product key, activates directly with Microsoft, use it forever as it links to your Microsoft account and it works through reinstalls. Get a full copy of Office 2019 Professional Plus for about $50 that redeems at setup.office.com using your Microsoft account. It also works forever through reinstalls. We have been using URCD keys for almost 3 years now and recommend you do so as well.